Hello, class. Welcome back. It's been a long journey, and it all culminates with this. This is my final project lesson plan. I'll be covering 9th through 11th grade with an environmental science lesson. It'll take about 2 to 3 days, and it will cover the following standards. SEV4, which essentially says that we're going to look at and construct an argument about how human population can affect things like food demand, and then SEV5, which will talk about how there's a relationship between the quality of life that people experience and their impact on the environment, that wealth and population growth are connected with environmental change. So we get to video Inception. I could watch a video of a video in this video. I don't want to do that. So essentially this video just goes over how to get to the course Zoonal, which you go there and you click on this link to get here. Now the course Zoonal is going to be the web quest for the final project. As students go through the web quest, there are a few things that they're going to need to do. First of all, they're going to look over here and go through this task list. When they get to the process section of my presentation or my web quest, they're going to be going through all of these steps. Yes, an incredibly long web quest, but I had a lot to cover, so they'll deal with it. Anyways, when they get here, the first thing that they're going to do is watch a short video about the history of the world's population. Again, video Inception isn't my thing, so I'm not going to make you watch that. Next, they've got an interactive map. Now, this interactive map I really enjoy because it will go through major human events. And as it goes through major human events, it's going to show population change on the Earth. Actually, I won't show this to you. You'll see new populations rising. Each of these dots will represent 1 million people. And as time goes on, you're going to see more and more dots pop up. Now, the kids, they can click on these dots to learn a little bit about the civilizations in those areas. And then, again, they can correspond that with all of these major events that are going on throughout human history. They'll see how populations grow and change through this tool. Next, they're going to end up having to do a Flipgrid assignment. I was inspired by our recent Flipgrid, so don't hate on the whole I copied somebody else's work. All good teachers are thieves. All right, so they've got a Flipgrid to do. They'll record their video answering these 3 questions, and then their classmates are going to have to respond with their own agreements and disagreements in short videos. Next, as they continue along, they're going to come to the Census Bureau's population clock. Here, they'll see an estimate of the U.S. population and an estimate of the world population. And again, there's an interactive map here. They can click on different places around the world, and when they click on a place from around the world, it'll take you to a breakdown of information, census information about the country that you clicked on. So students here are going to be expected to look through this information, finding as much information as they can relating population, how it grows, how it declines, along with a multitude of factors. But most importantly, I want them to look at the economic status and the health status of a country. After they look at all that, oh my, got in the way. All right, after they look at all that, they're going to end up going to Lino. Under Lino, they're going to be posting Post-it notes with information that they find from the census. once they go through all of that census information, any interesting facts that they find, they can post onto this Lino board, and then their colleagues are going to be asking them thought-provoking questions. And I explained to them that a thought-provoking question is more than just a simple yes or no answer. It's going to be something that requires opinions, explanations, evidence. And once they've all posted to this Lino board, they're going to have a short assignment where they answer questions in Google Docs. Here's the document that I set up for them to answer the questions in. They'll come in, they'll answer these questions, and I tell them that they're allowed to draw from that Lino board that the entire class is posted to help them answer these questions. Kind of a collaborative moment for everyone. Next, they're going to watch this TED Talk. Now, I absolutely love this man. His name is Hans Rosling. He passed away recently, so that's terrible. But before he passed away, he came out with this TED Talk called The Overpopulation Myth. And it's by far one of the most transformative TED Talks I've ever watched in my life. If you've got the time, I recommend that you give it a go. They'll watch this TED Talk and they'll take notes over it. He goes over pretty much everything that they're going to need to know to be successful in the rest of this project. Next, they're going to be tasked with looking at a series of websites. Now, this is an intro to being able to do good research. I want my students to look at these websites and understand that they are good websites. And I'm asking them to go through each of these websites as a group, evaluate the website on what it offers, what information does it have, how could it help a potential learner learn about populations and poverty and resource allocation around the world. And because of all of these websites being so work intensive and requiring a lot of reading, I'm asking that they do this in a group. They divide up the websites, they take notes on the websites, and each group member will write reviews about the websites. And then the final technology portion of this project comes in the form of a Google site. I'm asking each student to go into Google Sites, and Google Sites works a lot like Weebly does, in that you can create a website, you can put in embedded materials, you can have a table of contents, buttons, dividers, YouTube videos, everything else that you could do in Weebly. The reason that I prefer this platform is that it's connected to the Google Suite, and my students have been using Google all throughout the year. They'll continue to use Google to make their website. Finally, how am I going to grade all this? Well, if you go back to the Zoonal website, under evaluations, my students will find all of my rubrics, painstakingly crafted rubrics to give them everything that they need to know about what I'm grading on. All right, everybody, I hope that meets all of your questions, answers all of your questions, and I hope everybody has a good day.